Good evening, YouTube. This is Silent Citadel, and tonight I'd like to show you a very fun little project that I've discovered. It's very simple. You just need a few basic tools. First, you'll need a hot glue gun, some glue sticks, a chopstick or broken paintbrush or stick of some kind, preferably tapered at one end. The bristles from this have fallen off because it's so old, so I'll be using this paintbrush. Optionally, you'll also want for sure paint. I've got black, brown, or deep reds, work very nicely. And optionally, you'll want super glue and an embellishment of some variety. I've got a little marble and some crystals. Either will work nicely. The first thing you want to do is at the wide end, go ahead and get some of your hot glue along one side. You can also twist it around and around, whatever works best, as long as you cover entirely the lower portion of the stick that you're using. Now, if you are twisting it around and around, or if you're doing it gradually like this, you want to be turning it, twisting it slowly as you go to make sure it doesn't run or bulge. Once you've got the whole base covered, as it dries, you want to turn it, twist it as it continues to dry, because if you let it sit for too long in one position, the hot glue will start to drip off. And we want this to dry evenly all around the base. It's still drying, and as it dries, I'm going to start twisting a pattern of a spiral just by slowly turning the stick. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just slowly turning it, squeezing out the hot glue as I go. Very slowly, taking my time. Once I reach the end, just keep turning this, turning it to make sure it doesn't bulge too much. I'm going to add another, very similar, right on top of this line that I've already twisted. Just going on top of it and accentuating it a little bit more. Twisting in the same place, adding just a little bit more of this hot glue. Okay, for the edge right here, I'm going to be putting some more hot glue. And I'm going to press the dispenser portion of the glue gun against it. Sort of taper it into the shape. Like so. Just like this. And then see how it's kind of got this abrupt edge here. So what I'm going to do is just press the tip of my hot glue gun right up against it. Sort of taper it in there. There we go. Now, if you know me, you'll know I'm a habitual finger painter, so I'm just gonna get some of this black, minus the brush. You can use a brush. Oh, look, I missed a little spot. I'm gonna go in there, right there, fill that up. Just cover this all with, I'm using a black gesso, which is basically just a matte black paint. Covering this up, covering the whole thing, top and bottom. You want to cover not only the part that you've covered with hot glue, but also the rest of the stick, whatever you're using. You could use a branch that you found at the park. You could use an old chopstick, or like I have, an old paintbrush. Really, any tapered stick will do. Use a knitting needle, I suppose. Whatever works. On the very end here, at the base, I want to go ahead and, if you have an embellishment, add a nice glob of hot glue. And pop your embellishment on the end. You may want to pop it off and add some super glue, because especially with very smooth objects, these things do tend to come off on their own. And for the glue around this, I would recommend using a very small paintbrush to try and get in there. So let's see if I can go find one of those. Just want to get around the visible areas where the glue is. Okay, so when you're done, you should have something resembling this. Just a magic wand. I've made another one in brown as an example of the different things that you can do. This one's got a twisted pattern instead of a spiral, and a crystal instead of a marble, and it's made with a chopstick. but they both look ready to go. Cast spells. Tap on things. Poof. Pardon my filthy paint-covered hands now. This is about what you'll end up with. I think they look pretty cool. Oh, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I'd love to see if you guys make any of these. Please share them with me. I'd love to see anything you guys create. Have a beautiful evening.